The Cleveland Indians. How will they be next year? Well, let's take a look at their starting pitching, okay? They have Foster Carmona, who went 13 and 14 last year. He had an ERA of 3.77. He had like 30 plus games pitched, 200 plus innings, 100 plus strikeouts. He was decent, but he wasn't as good as he used to be. In '07, he was great. In '08, no. In '08, he didn't do as well. In '09, he did not do well at all whatsoever. A 6 plus ERA, going like 10 and 14 or 11 and 15 or something like that. And in 2010, he was 13 and 14. Like he has the potential to be a great pitcher, but he isn't a great pitcher right now, and that's the fact. Okay, he is not one of those good. He can be an ace, but he just isn't there. He's not mature enough. They got Justin Masterson, who went like 6 and 13 last year. 6 and 13. He had a 4.5, 4.6 ERA. He pitched a decent amount of innings, like 180, 190. He's okay with strikeouts, but he pitched a shutout against Boston. But the fact is, this young kid, he is not one of those amazing young kids out there. He's one of those kids that just wanna be that just make it at MLB, that are good in the minor leagues but suck in the big leagues. He is he's one of those pitchers that if you even have him, he's gonna be a fifth pitcher. Then there is Mitch Talbot. Okay, last year he was like 10 and 13 with a 4.3 ERA. Not good. Okay, he down like is not good at all. Okay, last year was like his first full year of pitching as a starter. He was decent, I guess, but still though, he should. Just the Cleveland Indians in general, their pitching sucks. Okay, I don't think there was anyone who was above 500 last year that is not a reliever. Okay, like their pitching just sucks in general. Then there's David Huff. He was one of those pitchers that didn't really pitch that many innings. But he sucked. He went 2 and 11 in like 15, 16 games pitched. 2 and 11 with a 6 ERA. He sucks in general. Okay, you hear all these people. You probably never heard of them. And probably never will again because that's how much they suck. Then they have Josh Tomlin. Okay, he he's one of those pitchers that suck as well. Okay, except he was the only guy that actually did pretty decent. He was above five. He was above 500. He had a he went like 6 and 4, and had like a 4.4 ERA. And then what happened was that since the other pitcher got injured, he had to go. He was used as the starter to make up for the injury. In my eyes, he still sucks in general. Okay, I'm sorry, but Cleveland pitching sucks. They're almost as bad. Well, almost as bad as the Pirates. Okay, that is not good at all whatsoever. Okay, like if you saying your pitching is like the Pirates is the worst thing you could ever say, really, because that's how much the Pirates suck. But enough about the Pirates. This is about the Cleveland Indians. Okay. Now about their outfield. They have Grady Sizemore, who got injured for most of the season last year. He might most likely he'll be healthy enough to come back to the most likely he'll be healthy enough to come back to right field next year. Go back to the outfield. He can put up decent power, like 20 plus home run. He's one of those guys that one year he's amazing power, the other year is decent power, but he's never bad power. Okay, he's always at least decent. And then you have Shin Shu Chu, who has amazing. Who was amazing. He was injured. He came back with like 12 home runs, and in like the last month and a half, he hit like eight home runs and went from like a 240 to a 300 batting average. He is a decent outfielder, no doubt. He was gonna go to the military, but since he won the gold medal for baseball in Korea, for Korea, something like that, he didn't have to go to the military. It's like a Japanese or Korean thing. I don't know, but it's good that he stayed with Cleveland because Cleveland is he's the heart of Cleveland, and so is Grady Sizemore. For the other outfielder, they got Austin Kearns and Shelley Duncan. Austin Kearns was with the Yankees, used to be with Cleveland, went to Nationals, then Yankees, back to Cleveland. Austin Kearns, he can put up decent power, okay, but he's not one of those guys you depend on in a clutch situation. And Shelley Duncan, well, 10, 12 home runs a year, that's all he can really do. Like, he's not really that good at all. For infield, they got Asdrubal Cabrera. He's a great fielder, but not a good hitter or power guy. They got Jason Donald, who's okay, I guess. They got Matt Laporta, who's okay. Jason Nix, who's okay. And, like, Jared Goddard, who's okay. He's they just the infield. You never even heard of these guys because that's how bad they are. They get all these bad guys that suck. All these new people. At least get a new person with some experience who can actually hit the ball and put up some decent power. Decent as in 20 home runs, or at least 18 home runs. For catching, they got Carlos Santana. He was injured last year due to a catching incident. How he had the ball, but he still got the guy out, but he was bent. He bent his ankle back, like in a really bad positioning. Trust me, but he went like 50 games. He wasn't really good power. He like had like a 7 home runs, something like that. 20 RBIs in like 50 games. He had like a 250 average, but like a 400 on base percentage, which is great for an average that low. But yeah, he had like a 450 slugging percentage. He is like the only youngster on that team who I would actually want on my team. So yeah, the Cleveland Indians, they're still not going to do well, even with Sizemore coming back. Excuse me. He's just not going to do well at all. I'm sorry, but the Cleveland Indians, they need new management. They need to actually spend their money on decent players. Pitching, pitching, hitting, relieving, manager, coaches. Just buy someone who can actually do something. They're almost as bad as Kansas City. Literally, that's how bad they are. Okay? That's what I think of Cleveland. Can't wait to see if they get below 100 this year.